Hello and welcome. This is Pylons with Opinions, Episode 1. I'm your co-host, Fulton Logan, alongside the always average Aaron Haji Hodgson. Pylons with Opinions is a weekly podcast where we debate some hot topics in sports and other aspects of life that are completely opinion-based as we have zero credibility. If participating in the show interests you, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at PylonsPod and submit topics and questions. Reminder that it's staff parking only outside and violators will be towed. Haji, how we doing?
I'm doing great. Today's a wonderful day. Mark it in the calendars. March 22nd, 2020. Pylons with Opinions goes live. It's our first official episode.
Write it down, circle it, do what you got to do.
It's the beginning. It's beginning of the end for us. I'm excited. It's our first official episode, and I'm excited to chat with you. Share our opinions with everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited for the road ahead.
Yeah, either we're gonna be celebrities, or we're just gonna go back to our average everyday lives.
And you know what? I'm completely fine with either one. But I'd rather be like way famous.
Take us where we goes.
Yeah, I'd rather be way famouser than before.
Yeah, I mean money's nice. Sponsor us.
Yeah, why don't you tell everyone how this all came about?
I'll start with a little backstory. So the date was November 11th, 2019.
Oh, the kid's got the date.
I think, November 13th, my bad. I'm getting it wrong. November 13th, 2019. I'm sitting at work. Yeah, I do that for a living. I'm sitting at work listening to a podcast. I'm laughing, having a good time listening to it. And I Snapchat my good friend and co-host now, Fulton Logan. And I'm like, dude, why don't we make a podcast? Like, we could do that. He snaps back and goes, oh, fucking, yeah, let's do it.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. I'm like, all right. So, we text our good buddy, Will Harrington. Because he's a big tech guy, unlike me and Fulton, which we figured out that
we wouldn't be here without him.
If it was just between us two, we'd be two dumbasses FaceTiming each other for an hour and a half and then realizing we didn't hit record on shit. So we texted him. He was completely on board to help us out. And we wouldn't be here without him. And so then we asked our good friends, what should we name this? There was a bunch of different names. There was Zamboners, uneducated hot takes, the names went on and on. And then we finally decided on one: Pylons with Opinions.
It described us perfectly.
Right, it described us perfectly. We have no credibility in what we talk about. We're just a couple average guys who enjoy sports, and we're going to give people similar to us a platform, to share their opinions, to relate to our opinions. And you know what? It may not even be sports we talk about, but we have opinions, and we're gonna share them, and hopefully you enjoy that.
And the original argument that started this whole thing, I'm a big Tom Brady guy. Aaron's a big Aaron Rodgers guy. First name is probably the bias there, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Hodgson, but it's fine.
It's a great name. I mean,
it comes
with greatness.
All we did pretty much all football season was debate who's better. And the debate went on and on and on. And eventually we were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's start a podcast. Just go off of that. Because it was strictly, we didn't even bring stats into our argument. We were just like, no, Tom's better 6 rings compared to fucking Rodgers 1 ring. It's
hard to win that one.
And it just went on like that. So it wasn't like we weren't pulling up stats like completion percentage and, touchdowns over the career, their speed out of the pocket, anything like that. It was just strictly you watch a game, you see them both play, you see their success, and that's what we base it off of. So that's where the opinion part comes in. No facts, nothing like that. Just what we watch, we just talk about.
Every now and then you may hear a couple facts thrown, but they're going to be more common knowledge facts. Probably not anything, maybe a couple things researched, but nothing too in-depth research going on here.
As far as we would go is say the Houston Astros cheated, which they did, so that's a fact. It's also an opinion.
Yeah.
So it's
exactly,
an opinionated fact.
I mean, I might check out a hockey DB profile every now and then when we're doing interviews, because yeah, we're gonna get interviews on this podcast. But other than that, yeah, we're just we're gonna share our opinions, not go too in depth. And like Fulton said, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy. I'm a big Packers guy now. Big football fan. I guess we'll just share where our biases are gonna be throughout this podcast, because there's going to be a lot of biases.
I am a big Tom Brady guy, but I'm a huge Pats fan.
Yeah,
always have been. I feel like I always have to mention that I always have been. I didn't just jump on the train.
Yeah, he was there from the beginning. Not from the beginning, but from a young age.
I feel like we just separated like half our viewers, like, oh, this Fulton guy sucks, fucking Pats fan, and then the other half are like, fucking, that's my guy right there. No in between.
If we ever make it to the States, you're fucked. Yeah. But I actually am a new football fan. This season that just passed was my first official, diehard Packers fan. Just getting more into it than an Aaron Rodgers fan. But yeah, I'm a huge Green Bay fan. You'll never convince me that Aaron Rodgers isn't the best quarterback of all time. That said, Tom Brady is the greatest. I did lose that argument.
There's no argument. There's no argument to be lost.
We can move on. Yeah. When it comes to hockey, I'm a big Dallas guy, big Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn fan. I grew up in a Montreal house, so I do have that psychopathic side to me when it comes to sports, especially hockey. But yeah, I'm a big Dallas guy.
That sense of entitlement of being a Habs fan.
Yeah, that really drives home the opinion side of this podcast for me, growing up in a Montreal house.
Yep. Hey, man, they haven't won a cup in fucking, 30 years.
But have the most cups of all time. Just remember that.
Because it counts.
Yeah,
Definitely
you'll say that.
Counts.
You say that in 20 years when it's the same thing with New England.
Hey, man. Completely different centuries, okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah, whatever.
Because in 20 years, they'll still be winning championships is the thing, bud.
Just share
They're just
your
a great
team.
franchise.
Just share your team.
Me personally, I'm a fan of all sports. The only sport, actually both sports that me and Aaron agree on are, feels weird to call you Aaron.
Yeah,
me and Haji.
Really, I always think when you call me Aaron, I think you're mad at me.
Oh, that's the only time. You'll be doing something to piss me off. Aaron! And you'll be like, oh shit. But
I
my
remember
team.
once you texted in the group.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that the only sports we agree on are basketball and baseball. We're Toronto guys for that. We're Jays fans and Raptors fans. But when it comes to hockey and football, completely different. I'm a Tampa fan when it comes to hockey. Always have been. I have to add that one in there too. But yeah, so we agree on a couple things. So there will be some topics on the show where our opinions kind of line up, but we have a lot to debate as well when it comes to the pro sports.
Yeah, even with basketball and baseball, even though we do have the same team, we're probably gonna still have different opinions. One, because Fulton actually played baseball at a high level. I just enjoyed sitting in the dugout, watching everyone else go up to bat,
pack a dinger.
Yeah, exactly. That's about all I was really good at, and am still good at. But other than that, yeah, I wasn't really too much of the baseball star. In basketball, I mean, I can't even sink a layup. But I was there for the playoff run last year. That was exciting. But yeah, basketball is probably my least known, but I'll still give my opinion.
I'd say it is for both of us, basketball. But I did play basketball growing up all the way till university started. So I'll have
kid's a stud. What can
I'll have a couple things to say about it, but I don't even really like to talk about NBA that much, to be honest with you.
Like he's
if the Raptors weren't,
he can play every sport. He's a jack of all trades, ladies. He can do it all.
Still a pylon.
Weapon.
All right. Do you want to just jump into topic number one here?
Yeah, we should jump into topic number one. This is obviously a sensitive topic for you, so God. I'll let you take the reins on this one, and I'll jump in when you're done.
So, I mean, I don't know when you're going to hear this podcast, this episode, But let's just say it's right in the thick of things with the coronavirus. So all the sports are currently shut down. But topic number one, unfortunately, Tom Brady leaving the Patriots and joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Honestly, I don't even know which way to approach this, because when I woke up to the news that he was, he posted on Instagram thanking the fans, thanking the organization, saying this was it. He was walking away from the team. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I'm just going to stay in bed all day. But then, I've had a couple days to process it. He's officially signed in Tampa Bay. And I'm looking back, and he gave he gave us a good 20 years, a really good 20, the greatest of all time 20 years. And, it sucks because he's gone and the dynasty is officially over. But I mean, fuck, this is something where after he retires, I'm going to be like, yeah, that was my QB right there. That was the guy that I grew up watching, fucking winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl. And if he wasn't winning the Super Bowl, he was at least playing in it or making it to the championship game to get there. So, as disappointing as it is to see him walk, it's not like he did it in his prime and he's about to, go tear up the NFL for another 10 years on a different team.
No, Jesus, no.
But it's going to be, I wish he just retired, man. Like, I wish he just said, this is it for me in football, rather than joining another team. But hey, it is what it is. At least, I guess, I get to keep watching him. I guess that's kind of cool.
I was on the other side of that emotional pendulum and was ready to throw a fucking party. But, I mean, I can see where, a lot of Pats fans, I like seeing that Pats fans weren't mad about it. Like, they weren't burning his jerseys in the streets or throwing a protest. Like,
dude,
a lot of fans were, like, appreciative
the fake fans
just remembering the good times. Yeah. But, they appreciated the good times. But, like, I mean, how can you be mad at the guy who plays for you for 20 years? You go to 9 Super Bowls with him and you win 6. Like,
and you know what? No one is, dude. Like, you go on his Instagram posts, where he's like thanking everybody, saying goodbye, all that. No one's ripping him. If you're a true Pats fan, you're not ripping him, and you're not saying, "Oh, all you care about is the money." Like, everyone gets it. Everyone, as much as they didn't want to admit it, everyone kind of knew it was coming.
Oh yeah,
that he wasn't going to be a Patriot, whether that meant retirement or going to the Chargers or the Raiders or wherever. I didn't see Tampa Bay.
No, I didn't. I remember saying to you and Logan, I think the day before, watch out for the Buccaneers, because I just heard about it that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So, I mean, just
it's good marketing for his TB brand.
Oh, exactly. But, like, yeah, I honest to God didn't think he was going back to Patriots. I thought that was going to be the last place.
I was in denial.
I picked, yes, it was all of Boston. But I picked, I thought he was going to the Chargers. I thought that made the most sense for him. I thought it was Chargers or retire, but looking at the Tampa Bay roster, I mean, they could be pretty fucking good next year.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the thing. I'm excited to see what he does, because he had fucking no one to throw to in New England except Edelman. And all teams would do is double Edelman. And then he'd throw it to a guy who would either drop it or not be in a position to catch it. It was like, what the fuck, man? Get open. You have the greatest of all time throwing you the ball. Get open. So now that he's got, now that he has options, I'm excited, because, I mean, Tampa, how many games back did they finish? Was it like one game?
I think they finished 500. Like, they were pretty close.
And, like, that's with your QB throwing 30 interceptions.
30 picks,
like, think
and 6 of them were pick sixes.
Yeah, like, if Winston threw even 20 interceptions, you're probably a playoff team if you're Tampa Bay. So, yeah, really, and Tom Brady's not going to throw 30 interceptions if he has options.
I mean, if Tampa Bay holds on to Winston and, lets him take a backseat to Brady for a year or two, that could be a good thing for Winston.
Exactly.
Brady
learn
does eventually hang him up. Like, you're learning for the greatest of all time. So, I mean, who better can you learn from?
Nobody.
So
definitely not Aaron Rodgers.
So, So I'm excited to see what he does this year, and I mean it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm definitely be tuning in. But when they play, because Tampa Bay goes to New England this year,
No, they
so
don't.
I'm quite.
They don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I thought I read that they do.
No, someone, I forget, it was said on a podcast, and it's not true, but they don't. Because I looked at their opponents right away because we go down to Tampa around Christmas time every year. So we're looking to see if they're on the road or if they're at home on the dates that we're going down this year. And I looked at the Patriots opponents, and they don't play Tampa, but they do play the Chargers and the Raiders.
They do play Green Bay this year too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but it won't, like, that game won't have any meaning. And that would have actually been a great game if Tom Brady was still there for this podcast.
Yeah.
If it was a Rodgers versus Brady, but now it's going to be Rodgers versus either probably.
Or they also Green Bay also plays Tampa Bay this year.
Oh fuck! Well, there you
go. Yeah, I think I'm heading down to New Orleans this year to watch Packers play the Saints. So I'm gonna get murdered.
Yeah, you're gonna get jumped
with my cheese head on.
Oh.
Cheering when Rodgers throws 4 TDs.
Yeah, and Drew Brees has 6.
Yeah.
And the Packers lose by 12 or something.
We can move on. They're gonna win anyway. Yeah, I'm quite excited to see this year for Brady. You know, if he does well, or I'm really excited to see who does better. I'm gonna be watching closely to see who does better, Belichick or Brady. I think Brady is obviously gonna do better given what he has around him. But you never know. I mean, Belichick could pull a fucking horseshoe out of his ass.
It depends on who they bring. It depends on the moves they make, really, because
they did sign Brian Hoyer today. I did see that.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. I mean,
he was the Colts backup this year.
Yeah, no, I know, because he was with New England before he went to the Colts.
Yeah.
But
so he knows the system.
He does, but the thing is, like, they have Stidham. I never know how to actually say that last name. Stidham. Stidham? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I saw rumors about Cam Newton's the Pats are the front runner for Cam Newton.
I wouldn't hate that.
No, actually, I would actually love that because, I mean, Bill Belichick, he likes getting guys that are like, they need either a bounce back or they need, to prove themselves.
Yeah.
And who better in terms of, the potential and who needs to prove himself than Cam Newton?
Yeah, he's got a big chip on his shoulder. I don't know if you saw the post on the Panthers. I think it was Panthers Instagram saying that Cam Newton's been given permission to seek trade, and he was like, "Oh, I wasn't given permission. I was told to. Like, don't try to twist this." But he's got a big chip on his shoulder, and he's gonna have a big prove season this year.
For New England to sign him, get a little bit more of mobility out of a QB for Belichick. I mean, Belichick's system was to prevent, or basically to make Brady as immobile as possible and allow him to sit in the pocket. But I think the Pats would be still pretty dominant if you bring in him and also someone to fucking throw to.
Exactly, yeah. I think this year it's gonna be interesting watching Brady versus Belichick. Like, I think personally, if the Pats make the playoffs this year, because I think the Bills, what they've done, the moves they make, and how good they are, I think they're gonna win the division. I think it's like you said the other day, it's theirs to win or lose.
It's theirs to lose, I think, at this point.
But I think if the Pats make the playoffs this year, I think that's a huge win for them, because they've also lost a couple big D players like Kevin Van Noy. I know he left, but they've lost a couple big pieces. So if they make the playoffs this year, I think that's just a credit to how good Belichick is. But I think honestly, the Buccaneers are pretty damn close right now to being a contender.
Yeah,
they got to be up there in the top teams in the NFC.
Well, that's why they signed Brady. I think you sign him to a 2-year deal, and you're expecting a Super Bowl run in one of those 2 years at least, because they're not done. I don't think. I think they'll make moves to improve their defense.
Oh, I mean, they have the sack leader from last year, and they got him on a franchise tag. So I mean, that's big.
I think they're going to make more moves this offseason to just I think this is basically them saying, yeah, we're going for it.
Oh yeah, I think they're in. And I mean, I'd put them up as one of the, obviously picking up Tom Brady in free agency makes you one of the biggest winners of the free agency.
Yeah,
but
no question.
I've been extremely disappointed with this free agency. From a Packers fan perspective, we had a lot of needs coming into this free agency. Like, obviously, I mean, if you watched the Packers last year, obviously we needed a second wide receiver. And if you watched that NFC Championship game, you obviously saw that we needed some defensive help.
Oh, well, is that what you needed?
That's one of the things that we needed. So free agency came around this year, and I'm seeing, some players like Austin Hooper, tight end. He was almost like may as well have locked him in, signed him right away. He was going to the Packers. Nope, he goes to Cleveland. I was like, okay, that sucks, but there's some other tight ends out there. Then they're looking at this linebacker plays for the Rams. I think his name's Littleton. Good linebacker. I'm like, okay, he's, Packers are one of the favorites to sign him. Nope, he goes to Oakland. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be patient with this. The GM, he's a fiery guy. He likes to make a move. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I have faith. We need a second wide receiver. Emmanuel Sanders is out there. Nope, he signs with the Saints. I'm just sitting here and then I'm like, okay, Eric Ebron, good tight end. He's not Austin Hooper, but he's still pretty good. Nope, he signs with the Steelers.
So as a Packers fan,
on top of that, so that's let me finish. Those are the players that we had a chance to sign and missed out on. We also let our tackle leader Blake Martinez leave, and I'm kind of okay with that because he is a good linebacker, but he was asking for a little bit too much money. So I'm okay with him. I'm getting okay with him leaving. But then we let our right tackle, Brian Bulaga, saves Aaron Rodgers' life a lot, keeps him safe in the pocket. He goes to the Chargers, and we sign a tackle from Detroit. The Detroit Lions. How well are they protecting their QBs over there? I mean, I don't know. I don't watch Detroit Lions, but I am very disappointed with how this free agency has started. I mean, I know there's still some studs out there. Yes, I know. But I was looking for a big ticket free agent, and I didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, how patient can you be as a Packers fan?
We don't have much of Aaron Rodgers left, and I need a run because unfortunately I became a fan after, I'm not going to say after the glory days, but after his vintage moments have passed, and I'm like, he's still obviously, I'd say he's still he's a top 3, top 5 QB in the league.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm missing the years where he was number one.
Right.
There was a stretch where he was the best quarterback in the league, and obviously now you can say that's Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
And Rodgers needs a little bit more weapons, whereas before he was making people look good, whereas more he needs people to compliment him.
Right.
And they're not getting that. And I need them to get that because, my God, I need a run. I need a run, and I need it.
They give you runs. It's just they just crumble in the playoffs, man.
They get to the championship, and then I thought after that whooping the 49ers put on them in the regular season, my God, they annihilated them. I thought, okay, you know what? We're going back. This is playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He still played well in the championship game, I'll give him that. But yeah. I was like, all right, we're gonna, it's gonna be a different game. No, it wasn't. Our defense got annihilated.
Yeah.
And I mean I thought that was going to be another emphasis this offseason, was picking up some studs for defense, and I haven't seen it yet. But I know the NFL season's far away, and you know what? Maybe there'll be some moves. I am not losing faith.
I wouldn't lose faith.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed, but I haven't lost faith.
No, I wouldn't say yet. to jump on it. I mean, you know, even if you don't pick up a big ticket free agent, there's still moves to be made. They can make a trade.
Yeah, you could pull one out of your ass like Arizona picking up DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that was super fucked. I don't know what the fuck Houston's doing.
I had to do a triple take looking at my phone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, aside from Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt, what do you have? You have, like, a couple wide receivers are okay, but, I mean, you just traded arguably the best wide receiver in the league for nothing. Like, for nothing. Like, you didn't get anything.
He is probably the best wide receiver in the league right now.
I'd say all around, he's, like, him and Julio got to be 1A, 1B.
Yeah, and I even put Hopkins above Julio right now.
Yeah, I might. Like, you can definitely make an argument for it. But, I mean, you got a running back who's kind of broken down a little bit. But you didn't even get a first-round pick. Like, you gave him away.
Yeah. No,
like
they got robbed, dude. They robbed themselves.
Arizona bent you over the table and took him.
It's true, dude.
And then, like, they rinsed you and didn't even call you in the morning. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, not even a first-round pick. It was like a fourth round. That's nothing. That's like, okay, welcome to the practice squad. Here's your $20 a day. Have fun living with your mom for the next 30 years.
Yeah, by the way, we got you for the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I'm just saying, Kyler Murray's going to have a hell of a year this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of other sports seasons.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, you know, like I mentioned before, we're right in the thick of things with the coronavirus.
Yeah, we are.
NHL and NBA seasons, at this point, like when they first got suspended, I was like, oh, you know, no sports for 2, maybe 3 weeks. And, you know, we're going to be probably 2 months before, like, sports are even talked about starting back up.
Yeah.
And I don't see the NHL and NBA picking back up this year.
No.
I'd be surprised if the MLB started before July.
Yeah, I'm starting to lean towards the side of I'd be shocked to see the NHL and NBA seasons continue. I think they're scrapped.
I think so too.
I think the NHL and NBA don't want to say it, but I think they're getting to the point of like, fuck, we're gonna have to close shop, because I know the NHL said they don't want to compromise their 82 game season next year.
Right.
And
exactly.
I mean, and the NBA is not even looking at opening shop back up until at the earliest June 10th. And I mean, we're not even 82 games through the season in either league.
Exactly.
And you still have 2 months left to play for playoffs. I mean, you're not even going to be done until like August, maybe like August, September, and then your league supposed to jump back in like
October.
September.
No chance.
Like end of September, October, and you're going to give these guys like no off season to like kind of recuperate, you know, mend some injuries and relax, and then get back into training, and then expect them to play an 82 game season.
Oh, there'd be so many injuries. Guys would be tired. It would be a shit show.
That'd be hell to watch. Like, that would not be a good like product to put on for fans. And I just like, I think it's smart not to like, it's to worry about kind of next year's season right now.
You just kind of bite the bullet and you scrap this season.
Yeah,
honestly.
like it's smart to be looking at like, we don't want to compromise next season. Like we're gonna you know, play it by ear with this season. But I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, let the owners and, you know, management of the league should just be like, all right, you know what, let's take our losses, let's bite this bullet. Let's just get through this, you know, send everybody home, make sure everyone's safe, and come back next year when this virus is past. You know, we'll pick it back up. But I mean, I was talking about it with my dad today. Like, we're gonna miss out on some crazy playoff series in the NHL. Like,
Battle of Alberta was lined up.
Oh, we were lined up to have Edmonton, Calgary, and Philly and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
in the first round.
I know. Set the tone. Set the tone. Why don't you?
Oh my God! Give that to me every day.
And you're looking
I'll watch that any day, every day, twice on Sunday.
Leafs Lightning was looking like that was going to be a promising series too.
Leafs Lightning would have been a good series. Like, oh my God, the series would have been so good.
I know. And like, fuck, it's just like, here's the problem with it. Is let's say they scrap this season. Teams that, just sign guys for a playoff push, or, guys just signed a contract extension, whatever.
Yeah.
Does this year count?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, thinking like Buffalo trading for Wayne Simmons, and he's on a 1-year deal, and he's kind of a rental unless he signs long term. I don't know if he will sign long term or not.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, what happens with that? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd sign Buffalo, especially if Jack Eichel, heads out of town. But I mean, that's a good question. There's a lot of teams that picked up rental players at the deadline, and they're kind of biting the bullet on it right now.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, it's just, and like also, if they're just a rental, they were just meant to be there for the rest of the year. What happens if you scrap the season? Are they a free agent now, or are they on the roster with the team that they would have been on if the season kept going? Like, what?
I think in that case, like if they scrapped it, they'd be like, all right, you're a free agent. Just because, like, the season's over, you played your season, like, you're a free agent. Right. You're free to do what you want. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
You're going to get a lot of pissed off fans for sure. I mean, obviously.
You're going to get those crazy fans who still think this coronavirus is nothing to be worried about.
And that we should be playing for the Cup final in August, and then have everyone report back to camp in September. Like, it's just not.
And then you're going to have all those psychopathic Bruins fans saying, give us a cup.
Give us the cup.
The season.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you your cup, but here's a fat old asterisk to put with it.
Yeah, here's a sweet asterisk I'm going to slap right next to your name, right beside the Houston Astros.
Yeah, I mean, Boston was having a great season, but I wasn't convinced that they were going to go and win the cup.
I think they would have been a contender. I think they would have went to the conference final at the least. I think at least they had the conference final, but who knows after that. But I mean, would I be glad if they don't get the chance to win the cup? Obviously,
of course.
If you haven't figured it out, I'm not a big Boston sports guy,
especially the Bruins. I hate the Bruins.
I can't stand the Bruins. But I mean, that's just because they're good at what they do. If you either love them or you hate them. And if you love them, my God, you love them. But dude, if you hate them, holy fuck!
But that's Boston sports. If you don't like a Boston sports team, you fucking hate them. But if you do like a Boston sports fan, you're passionate about it.
I mean, the Celtics don't really have that. I think the Celtics had that back in the day, like when, Larry Bird days. I think that's when they really had that. Like, you either loved them or you fucking hated them.
Yeah, when they had, like, Rondo and Pierce.
Yeah, when they had the big three, I think that's kind of when it died off. Like, now it's kind of like, oh, it's the Celtics.
You're not really worried about the Celtics anymore.
Like, when Kyrie was there, I liked Kyrie, so, I mean, I liked the Celtics a little bit, but I wouldn't say I hate the Celtics. I'd say I hate the Bruins.
Yeah.
And I'd say I do not I'm not really in the hate of the Pats, but I'm not a Pats fan at all. Like, I don't like them.
It's kind of like it is. Yeah, the Bruins are kind of that team though. Like, it's almost like universal. The Bruins are the team where it's like, if you don't like the Bruins, you hate the Bruins.
I think if you were to do a most hated, voted most hated team in the NHL, I guarantee the Bruins would finish top 3.
Oh, I think so too. And the thing is, they'd finish in the top 3. I was gonna say the Leafs would give them a run for their money for number 1.
Leafs would be there too.
Because I can't stand the Leafs either, dude.
I wonder who'd be the other one.
Habs,
Leafs and
dude.
Bruins and the 3.
It'd be the Leafs, the Habs, and the Bruins. Oh yeah.
Leafs, Habs, and Bruins.
Well, name another hated team. Pittsburgh might be up there.
Pittsburgh
for some
Philly,
people. Philly, Philly's too Philly's a team that hangs around, but I don't think they're like kind of relevant enough to be top three.
Well, I mean,
they
were they were hot as shit this season, but I think it's more people are scared of Philly because their fans are psychos.
Yeah, they're just a Philly sports team. Is the thing.
Like, if you were to look at most psychotic fan bases, Philly, I think, would be number one.
I love the environment, though.
I would love.
That's the thing, man. Be passionate about
to be
your
a
teams.
Philly fan. Oh yeah, like if you're a fan, like go all out. Like Bills Mafia, go all out.
Just don't be an away fan in one of their stadiums.
No, Jesus, no. I remember one of the guys I work with was telling me he went down to Buffalo. I think it was to watch or was it Miami? I think it was Buffalo to watch it was a Bears Bills game. And they went, like, at the end of the game, they went to the bathroom just, because you're not going to the bathroom in the middle of an NFL game. You're obviously going to wait.
You're waiting for halftime.
So, yeah, exactly. So he went down to the bathroom, take a piss. Obviously there's a bunch of guys in there. And one of the Bills, I think it was a Bills fan, commented on a different guy, not associated with the guy I work with, commented on a Bears jersey. And I don't think the Bills were doing too well at that point. I think that's when they were in their, like, they were rough, kind of going through some rough patch. Yeah, exactly. They were pretty shitty. And the Bears fan kind of scuffled and goes, well, at least we don't have, and he couldn't even get the name of the guy that was on his jersey out before the Bills guy just turned around with an absolute haymaker, like, and clubbed him and knocked him clean out cold in the bathroom. And he's laying on the ground, and they just left him. And the guy I work with was like, is nobody gonna, like, help this guy? And they were like, nah, fuck him. Don't talk. They were like, don't talk shit about our Bills. And they left him in the bathroom, unconscious, like, out cold.
Dude,
just good night.
You can get some psycho fan bases, dude. Way too passionate.
That's why when I'm going down to New Orleans, I'm like, do I even wear my Rodgers jersey? I'm like, I might just buy a Kamara jersey just to, like, fit in.
Dude, I wouldn't, because, man, like, you get in there, and if you get into, like, the nosebleeds, you're fucking sitting right in the thick of shit. You might not be able to see the field. We're not sitting in the nosebleeds. You might not be able to see the field, but you're lucky to leave that place alive, dude.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to the nosebleeds. That's where you get the psycho fans. But I'll probably still wear my jersey, but I'll be, like, that respectable guy.
Yeah, you just sit there, shut the fuck up, and watch the game kind of thing. Yeah,
I'll watch the game, be like, kind of do maybe a little fist pump to myself, like if Packers score a touchdown. But I also like the Saints. Like, I like Drew. Who hates Drew Brees?
I don't think you can.
I like Drew Brees. I like Alvin Kamara a lot. So I'm probably gonna buy a Kamara jersey while I'm there. So, like, if somebody comes up and screams to me, I'll be like, "Hey, listen, I bought a jersey. Like, do not kill me."
Yeah, you just gotta make
capital of the U.S.
You just gotta make friends with who you're sitting around that are Saints fans, and then leave the stadium with them. And then when other Saints fans see you talking nice with these, with these Saints fans, they'll be like, whatever. But if you're walking by yourself, dude, take off your jersey.
Or like I'm going with my dad and his buddies, and my dad's buddies are absolute riots. So I might just honestly just gas a bunch of beers and be like, touchdown, fuck you, go back. If I feel like this is gonna be my last day on earth, like it was a good run while it lasted. I'll be like, just go out with a bang and just tell every one of the Saints fans around me to suck one.
Dude, we got so off topic. The seasons, dude. The seasons.
Oh yeah, coming back. We'll bring it back.
I don't see them going ahead, dude.
I'd be surprised.
I think right now, the sports talk that we should be talking about in terms of their season is what the MLB is going to do.
That's all we really have to look forward to now is the MLB season.
I forget the date. Oh no, it was April 3rd, I think. The MLB said we can get a full 162 games in if it starts by April.
On April 3rd.
Like April 3rd. Spring training's canceled, dude. Like all the games are just canceled.
I mean, you can't have it.
No,
I mean, Houston players are quite happy right now because they
it
can
gives
stop
them a year
for absolutely nothing.
It gives them a year to kind of like let this ship blow over, but we'd be lucky to see MLB this year, dude. I think,
I
and
think
NHL and NBA just have to cut it as a loss and get ready for next year.
I think, I could potentially see like NHL and NBA maybe they just say when they come I don't know maybe June 10th around that deadline, if they come out and say oh, we're gonna bring back no fans. I mean, that would suck to watch with no fans, but
Yeah.
if there was no fans, and maybe if they started playoffs right away, or maybe even if they had fans, if this blew over well enough, and then it's just they go to playoffs right away, cut the rest of the regular season, let's go right to playoffs.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Because players right now are able to mend their injuries right now that they may have had, so you never know. It could be okay, players are healthy, let's jump right into playoffs. That's the only way I could see it happening. But if they wanted to get the rest of the regular season in, I'd be shocked if they were able to have
Dude,
the rest.
they
were ready to finish it off.
I don't see it happening, and I just see too much controversy with starting the playoffs right away if it came back. Just because there's teams that are bubble teams right now that I forget who had that last playoff spot, the second wildcard spot in the East. But I think they're only up one game.
Yeah, it was up for grabs, and even Florida and Toronto, I know they were battling for that third place in the Atlantic.
So it'd just be if you're gonna make it controversial, I'd just drop it. Honestly,
yeah. I think it'd be smart just to let it go.
It's shitty, but I think it just brings too much controversy around. Are these the teams that should have been in the playoffs?
Yeah,
and you see you even see guys after the All-Star break coming back and they get hurt because they had that break from this high intensity hockey, and they throw themselves right back into it after a week off, and that's when injury season really starts. So what if you were given a month and a half off? Oh, and by the way, we're throwing you right back into it in a playoff race, rather than here's the first couple games of the season to get back into shape and get back.
But then again, they're not boozing down in Cabo right now.
No,
would be at the All-Star break. They're they're training in their garage.
Yeah, no question. But I just it's tough to say. Yeah. But there's just a lot of there's a lot of questions around it, and then there's always the questions of if they do come back and a bunch of injuries happen and stuff, and it was clear that it shouldn't have happened, and you're compromising guys' seasons next year and that, then you're asking the questions of, oh, you should have just canceled the season. But then, and then they turn around, they said, oh, if we canceled the season, you'd be complaining that we canceled the season. So, whatever they announce, I don't think they're going to make everybody happy, but
you can't make everyone happy being, that big of a, I mean, sports almost run TV at night, sports is running cable.
Yeah.
You can't, there's so many people that are fans of it, either it's hockey, soccer, football, baseball, basketball. There's just so many sports on TV that are canceled right now, and it's not possible to make everybody happy. So I mean, there's gonna be those psychopaths or let us all back in the building right now. There's nothing to be worried about. Then there's people that are why haven't you already shut down the season for the year? There's just such a far gap between fans. So
you're not gonna make everybody happy.
I think you have to use common sense with this. Don't let money influence your decision. You're gonna have to cut your losses, bite your bullets, just scrap it. Let everybody get safe.
It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic, man. You don't you don't put this into the budget.
Yeah,
it just happens.
Just let everyone go home, get safe. Hunker down. Let this pass over and come back next year for a great season. Exactly. I think that's the best thing to do.
I agree. So that leads us in, I guess. Actually, that flows nicely
into our a pandemic.
Third topic here. Nova Scotia today declared a state of emergency. Is this the end of the world? Sure
no.
Fucking feels like it.
It sure as hell feels like it. I have been sitting in my room since Tuesday, I've been in my house since Tuesday. I've left the house, I think, twice. It is now Sunday. I have left twice since Tuesday.
Now it's illegal.
It's been and it's ill now. It's highly recommended not to leave. But I'm very big on this whole social distancing thing. Like you should be using common sense with this. Like, don't be a fucking idiot.
No,
like,
exactly.
Obviously, this is serious shit going around. And I was talking to my parents about this. Like, I'm not really worried about myself. Like, if I got it, obviously that would suck. But like, I'm quite confident that I'd be okay. Like, obviously, I don't want to get it. I'm gonna do everything I can not to get it. But if I got it, I'd be like, shit, that sucks. But you know what? Okay, we'll get through this. I'm more worried about, like, you know, my grandmother. You know, my grandma, one of my other grandmother's husband's in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
You know, he would not be okay if this was to hit him. Like other family members of older ages. Like, I'm not
exactly.
I'm more worried about them because, like, I can't control what they do, and I can't control, you know, who they're around, who has it, you know, and who's actually being responsible about this. And like, you still have people being complete and utter morons about this, and you know, going outside and taking a bunch of pictures saying, "Oh, social distancing, eh?" And the picture, and you know, like,
just stay the
picture
inside,
has like 12
man.
people. Just like, you know, stay away. You can still have conversations with people. You know, FaceTime's a wonderful thing.
TikTok is on there.
TikTok, we should have made that a topic.
Get fired up with TikTok, man. I'm telling you, it is so fun.
Me and Fulton have officially become big TikTok guys.
Give us a follow too. My @ is at Fulton Logan.
I don't know what mine is, but if you want to follow me, you can just go to his, like, 2 followers, and I'm one of them.
Oh, chirps.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, there's still ways to talk, and I mean, yeah,
just hunker down, man.
Like, just hunker down.
Hey, just think.
Go insane.
In normal life, how many times a day do you wake up in the morning and you just say, "Oh fuck, I just want to stay in bed all day"? Here's your chance.
Well, here's your opportunity.
Take it in while it lasts, and then when this is all over, you are going to enjoy the little things in life most. I can promise you that.
I can't wait for the next party. Like, the next party is going to be so good.
I know. But for now, just stay the fuck indoors. Don't be an idiot.
Like, just maybe think about stuff you're going to do after. Like, yeah, don't be an idiot.
Let
Stay
this
inside.
pass over. Let us have our sports back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm losing my mind.
Like, I know a girlfriend was telling me the other day that the experts are saying that this is going to pass over us in mid-July. And I think it will if we just listen to them.
That
has a lot. That has a lot to do with, you know, people not exactly listening and taking this seriously, and that's honestly why Nova Scotia in the state of emergency. Like, I don't know if you saw pictures of anything about Crystal Crescent yesterday, but there's like 500 people at Crystal Crescent.
There were so many people, dude.
That's not social distancing. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, yeah, you can go for walks. Like, I can go for a walk in my neighborhood.
The outdoors doesn't just burn the virus.
Yeah, like,
it's less likely that you're going to catch it outside, but it's still not.
Yeah,
you're not 100% safe from it.
Yeah, you can still do stuff outside, but just do it at a safe distance. Like, don't be an idiot and throw parties or go out in a big group. Like, just you know, keep to yourself as long as you can, and this will pass over, and you know, you can still have great times.
And listen, come in every Monday, check us out, and we'll help you get through this.
And yeah,
with
exactly.
A few laughs
this gives
along
you an
the way.
Opportunity for us to almost force you to listen to us, because you know, what the fuck else are you gonna do on a Monday? Except for listening to 2 morons talk about their opinions.
So, is it the end of the world? No, it just feels like it. I promise you.
God, it feels like it.
Time is going by slow. There's no question about it. But
it will pass.
We'll be
you know
fine.
what? Maybe in 2 months we'll be laughing about this, and we can talk about our crazy quarantine stories and how insane we've gone, and you know, how much liquor we've drinking. Because I know, I mean, speaking from myself, I may need to do another NSLC run at social distance. I'm just looking here. We have a few
a few questions submitted that the viewers
early
wanted
from
answers.
fans. Early from fans. We have a couple early fans, which is always appreciated.
Well, the first question I'm looking at is submitted by our producer, our very own producer, Will Harrington, and he wants to know, how smart do you have to be to launch a sports podcast during a global pandemic that shuts down all sports?
Not. I mean,
we never said we were smart.
If you read our title of the podcast, you'd understand why this is almost a perfect time for us to release our podcast with no sports going on and really no hot topics in sports to talk about. But, I mean, there's still stuff we can talk about. I thought of a great idea. I'm not going to give it to you right now that we could talk about, maybe save it for next episode. But, I mean, there's still going to be stuff to talk about with sports. I mean, there's still signings going on, I know, in the NHL right now. You know, if they shut down the season, there's still going to be free agency. So we're still going to have stuff to talk about, but, you know, it's not exactly the smartest time to be launching a sports podcast. But
it's not ideal or anything.
It's not ideal, but given our title, it's the perfect time.
Yeah, man, I didn't choose the time to, you know, a global pandemic to start.
I didn't choose when we were approved. We just got approved.
Yeah, exactly. We just fired up the laptop, started talking, man. I don't know.
We're going to bring people comedy.
Hey, look at this. This one's submitted by your girlfriend.
Yes, Hannah.
Hannah.
Hello.
What one thing, emphasis on one thing, do you miss most from not social distancing?
I have my answer. I talked about it the other day with her, actually.
Oh.
Wing night.
Oh, okay. I was good.
That's
not where I was going.
Get your head out of the gutter. That was not where I was going. I do miss that.
Wow, Hannah. Hannah, if you're listening, think about that. The one thing your boyfriend misses from not social distancing is wing night.
But, you know, I miss wing nights with the guys. I miss it. You know, it's a lot of fun. You know, drink some beers, eat some wings. Like, it's always a fun time, and, you know, it's going to be a while before we have that. And I miss going out to dinner. I love going out to dinner. Yeah, I'm going to miss that. I think that's going to be the one thing I miss is going out for food.
It's a great take, Haji.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Got a little emotional talking about that one.
It's like, yeah, holy shit. I didn't know you were so soft. Hannah, you have a keeper.
In my head, I have like the I will remember you.
Dude, my one thing, man, like, it's so hard to narrow it down, but
there's a lot of things.
Fucking bar nights, man.
Oh, boomers.
Drinking by yourself, it went from, like, you know, Saturday night comes around, you're drinking, and it's awesome, you're happy with friends. Now you're drinking on a Saturday in your bedroom with Netflix on, and you're alone, and there's half-eaten pizza on the end of your bed, and it smells like shit in your room, and there's socks on the floor, and there's laundry that you know you have to put away, but it's been there since last Tuesday, and you know that if you go outside, you'll get a sunburn, and this sucks, dude. This sucks. The one thing I miss is bar nights, man. Cause like I haven't even been keeping track of the days of the week anymore, dude. Cause today's Monday, okay, and usually I refer to it as 2 days after I went to the bar, but I can't even do that anymore. So that would
do you think boomers will sponsor us if they're out of business?
I don't think anyone sponsors anybody when they're out of business, dude.
Like, it might be tough for us to get a sponsor if nobody's working.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, there goes our plan, dude. I don't know. Maybe we hit up like Lysol or Purell right now.
Yeah, I bet should have bought stocks on that before this pandemic happened. Do you imagine how much money you'd make on that right now if you spent like $100 on a stock for Purell?
Yeah, but I mean, who the fuck? Who's doing that before this global pandemic happens?
I guarantee there was probably like some expert in viruses was like, honey, put the life savings in Purell. This is coming. And fuck. Like, and it's just like, see you guys, I'm not working anymore.
Fuck. Man, if I was that smart, I don't know what I'd do with myself, to be honest with you, because I've never been even close to that smart, so I don't know how.
No, I've not either. But I mean, the bars do have a double-edged, and restaurant and going out for food it is a bit of a double-edged sword, because it's like, think about how much money you're saving.
I'm saving a shit ton of money. Not that I had any in the first place. You know, I was at the tail end of my third year of university. I don't have money just to blow around, but the stuff that I did have left, hey, I'll have it in the bank for July.
I mean, yeah, I'm on a full-time salary pay, so I mean, I'm saving a lot of money, because I was going, not a big deal. I was going fucking paycheck to paycheck, spending it everywhere on anything I could buy. And, now I can't.
Yeah, now you literally can't do anything with money.
There's some still online shit I have purchased, but I mean, I'm saving a fuck ton of money not going downtown every fucking weekend.
No, I know. It actually is kind of like a nice little binge.
That'll be nice. Like, I might buy a car.
Yeah. I got $60 in my bank account, and it's in high demand right now, so I'm going to go buy a piece of shit car.
Exactly.
So alrighty, this kind of goes off of that. Our next question.
Yeah. Same topic.
Katie submitted, what are some fun things to do when you can't leave your house?
Well, personally, for me, Monday to Friday, I still work, because I have the ability to work from home, being I'm not going to, say what I do for a living.
Being a mature adult.
Yeah, being a, mature gentleman of my age, 21, I still have to work. I still have to work from home from Monday to Friday. So my days are pretty much kind of taken over by that chunk of work. But during the other time, I really don't know. Honestly, I'm starting to go insane a little bit. I've been playing a lot of video games, but I might start get out and walking a little bit, going for more drives by myself, social distancing, being safe, responsible, guy over here. But there's really, I mean, I might just dive headfirst in this TikTok thing.
That's what I've been doing the past couple days.
I'm not much of a dancer, but I'm liking this blinding lights TikTok. I might dive into that.
Yeah. FaceTime me in. Just hold your phone up, and I'll just be there beside you.
Yeah, we can do it.
FaceTime.
We'll do a duet of it. That'd be sick.
But this is like a perfect time to just discover like hidden talents that you didn't know you had.
Exactly.
Like what?
I could be a good dancer. I could throw it back. You never know.
I'm not a good dancer. There's no way that's my hidden talent. But
no, I don't think I am either. But you never know.
But to answer your question, Katie, fuck. I mean, there's only it. I don't know. I mean, we have a ping pong table. I've played a lot of ping pong the past couple days, but that only gets to be so fun.
Yeah, you can only yank your joystick one too many times during the day.
Okay. You said what we were all thinking. I just wasn't gonna go there.
Exactly. We were both thinking it.
I don't know. Get hooked to a good Netflix series. I personally have picked back up on Suits.
Oh, I haven't watched the last season of that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, dude, I stopped watching after like season 3, and I just picked.
It's a good show.
Yeah, I just picked back up on it in season 4, and I just right back into it. I think my problem was at first I was like forcing myself to watch it just because I knew a bunch of people that were into it, and I just tried to watch it all at once to the point where I was just like I can't anymore. But taking that break, like I've gotten right back into it.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I leached right onto that right away. I thought that was a great show. I still haven't watched the last season though, but I just finished Game of Thrones. I might watch that again because that is now my favorite show I've ever watched. Holy fuck, that was a great show. I actually did just start watching Vikings today on Netflix.
Oh, Is that good?
It's not off to a bad start. I mean, it's obviously the beginning of a show. The beginning of shows are never good.
That's the thing, dude. I have watched
hate
like a very
the beginning.
Yeah, me too. I've found it hard to like get hooked onto TV series just for the fact that like you watch the first episode and you're just like, oh my god, this is like not great at all. I like the shows that like get right into it. Like I watched Breaking Bad. And
I haven't actually watched that.
It's really good.
My dad lives by that show. Loves it.
It's cool because it kind of throws you into stuff you get into later on in the show. So you're like, holy shit, this is a crazy start. But then later, like first couple episodes, then it takes you to like the backstory. But at first they throw you right into it to get to like hook you onto it, and then they kind of like slow it down, and then it picks back up. So like I need shows like that. I also watched another one is Prison Break. Holy fuck, that's a good show.
Yeah, I heard that's a good one. I can't stand the first 2 episodes of a show. Like I almost have to force myself to watch them. There's only been a couple shows that like right off the bat, right away, I knew was a good show. Yeah. That was Game of Thrones. Like right off the bat, I knew that was going to be a good show. Like the first scene of the first episode had me like right into it. It was incredible. Sons of Anarchy was another one. I love that show. I've watched that probably about 8 to 9 times. And Suits was another one. Just, first episode jumped right in.
It's just it's a six, like Suits just like a, it's not much action. It's just a cool show.
No, but yeah, if you don't want to be Harvey Specter, like who the fuck are you? Like,
who the fuck you want to be?
The coolest guy in the world. Exactly. Like who do you want to be in life? But yeah, I mean, the second episode of Vikings was a little bit better, but the first episode was, holy fuck, that was painful to watch. But it got a little bit better, so I might watch the first little bit of that and see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, I think the best thing honestly to do right now, if you have nothing better to do, get yourself a Netflix show. Find a show to watch and just binge. Get hooked on it, because there's not a better time to catch up on your TV shows.
Home workouts too, baby.
And if you got homework too, you can do that too.
Oh, I said home workouts, not homework.
Oh, home workouts. Oh, I thought you said homework.
But I do have a midterm tomorrow, so there's that.
Oh, oof. Well, you don't really have to study because online.
It's not looking great, but whatever. This last question is a lot for my brain.
It's more of a statement, I think, than a question, but we'll still.
It's an emotional roller coaster, actually.
Yeah, he really has a thing against bakers.
So this one is submitted by Brennan, and he wants to know a lot of things. So he wants to know how much is a baker's dozen, and why do bakers need their own dozen, and why can't they use numbers like the rest of us? You know what? Fuck bakers. That's a quote. I didn't say fuck bakers. This Brennan kid, he said fuck bakers. He's got something against bakers.
Yeah, I don't have the same opinion about bakers. I personally love bakers.
Yeah, what would you do without food,
and
dude?
all that stuff? Like, I don't know why it's called. How much is a baker's dozen? I think a baker's dozen is 6, isn't it?
Oh, dude, I have no fucking clue. I've read the question. I couldn't even answer it.
I don't know how much a baker's dozen is. I'm assuming it's called a baker's dozen because it's maybe not 12, but it's a multiple or whatever the other fucking word is.
Hot take, Haji. It's called a baker's dozen because it's not 12.
A factor or multiple of 12, I don't know. And bakers use that much for recipes. I don't fucking know.
I have a theory on it.
Okay. Shoot.
So, you know how some people when they bake or like they cook whatever, they don't really go off of the like the recommended measurements and shit.
Yeah.
So like maybe like something's supposed to be like, I don't know, 12, like a foot long or something. I don't know, and they just eyeball it. Something along those lines. Like it's like a measurement, but they don't actually measure it. They just say, "Oh, it's a baker's dozen." Maybe. I don't know. I could be way off.
I just Googled it. A baker's dozen is 13.
Dude, come on.
Why it's 13? I don't know.
It's like the worst number you can pick.
But yeah, that's why it's a baker's dozen, Shib, is because it's 13, not 12.
That doesn't explain
That's
it.
That's my final answer. It's a baker's dozen. It's a baker's dozen because it's not 12. That's my final.
Yeah, just to make it clear as mud, it's a baker's dozen because it doesn't actually equal 12.
Yep, that's my final. That's my final take on baker's dozen. It's baker's dozen because it's not 12.
Oh jeez.
Oh man, jeez, what a time to be alive, you know.
There's a lot going on right now.
Streets are clear, you know. Grass will be green. This could be a good thing.
This could be a great thing.
There could be some positives out of this.
There's not as much pollutants going around right now.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know if you saw in Venice. The water in Venice is clear now. Fish are swimming in it.
Fish have always been swimming in it. You just couldn't see them before.
Well, yeah, yeah. It's clear now. You can see the fish. There's a lot less pollution. This could be a good thing. There could be some positives to take away from it. Yes, there is obviously some negatives. I'm not naive. There are people getting seriously affected, but there's going to be lots of positives. Holy wow, what a mouthful. It's been a long day. There could be some positives to take away from this. And we're going to look back at this we're going to look back on this in 2 or 3 months, and I'm sure there will be plenty of jokes being thrown around.
There's I don't know. It'll be it's an interesting time. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, stay inside, stay away from each other, and tune in on Mondays. Hodge, you want to take us home here or what?
Before I take us away with the official outro, I'll just give you a quote from our fearless leader, Jonathan Trudeau. Is
you
it John?
Fucking idiot!
I just fucked that up.
Justin,
didn't I?
It's Justin.
Justin, dude. I knew it's Justin. God damn it! I knew it started with a J. Justin James Trudeau.
Are you sure that's his middle name?
No, that's not his middle name.
Stop
I just throwing it.
Stop
Justin Bartholomew Trudeau.
Dude, if there's one guy you don't rip on, it's the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
the country.
We'll get Will to edit that out. In the words of our fearless leader, Justin Trudeau, exercise, don't socialize. Okay?
Jazzercise.
Stay indoors. Yeah, stay inside, stay indoors, and stay safe. But, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the first official episode of Pylons With Opinion. Yes, it's the first episode, so it may have sucked.
Enter sound effect
to you. Yes, it may have been bad according to you, but we'll pick it up. We'll have some good episodes down the line. We'll get some guests, some good friends to come on. We'll share some stories. We'll have some laughs. Throw some fart jokes in every now and then. But thank you for listening. Once again, if you're tuning in, remember to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at PylonsPod. You can reach us there to submit questions about anything. If you want to hear us talk about it, we'll give you our opinion. We'll shout out your name. We'll do it all. And reminder that it's staff parking only outside, and all other viewers will be towed. And have a fantastic, safe week.